Welcome back, guys. SimFBallCritic here, and thank you for taking some time to take a little time with me. As you can see, playing some NBA 2K15, playing my league, doing something a little different here, guys. And I'm not sure exactly how we'll do these as far as the broadcast, because I don't like extremely long videos. I'm going to try to keep each video under 15 minutes. So I figure I would show a little bit of the first quarter, the early parts of that, a little of the second, a little of the third, a little of the fourth, or what have you. Or as it continues to go, I don't know. Maybe it'll be one quarter that's significant. We'll see how it happens. And I started this series and I was doing them live. I was showing them on Twitch or what have you. And as you can see, Kobe getting busy right there. And I was doing them on Twitch at first, and I just kind of stopped playing the game, to that capacity for whatever reason. I had a lot to do, a lot of other things occupied my mind. But I'm definitely going to start playing this game a little more. As we're waiting for the next upcoming games, get back into my league or what have you, because I really like my league as far as, career mode. I think it's definitely a trendsetter. It's one of those things that I would love to see going forward, in Madden. I think Madden CFM definitely needs some work, and this would be a good place, a good source, to start with. So go ahead and try to commentate this a little bit. And what I might start doing as well, guys, is doing live comms. Not necessarily live streams, but doing live comms. And then, my audio will already be done, and then I'll just cut it up that way. And of course, if I do it that way, you'll just hear me reacting, live and in real time and things like that. So yeah, let's go ahead and, take a look at what's going on here, guys. So right now, I'm early on in my league, and this was before updated rosters and trades and things of that nature. So as you can see, I do still have Michael Carter-Williams on my team. That guy there, number 48, that's my draft pick from last season. Marquise, he's doing this thing. That's my guy, number 48. He's a beast. He's the guy that gets a lot of the buckets in traffic. And it's funny, man, I've noticed when playing this game, not everyone, is able to score like that in the paint. So the badges and things like that definitely make a difference. And as you can see right here, Michael Carter-Williams gets stuck trying to go up here with Embiid. He gets the foul, and of course he doesn't make the shot. And that's the thing, man, that I will say with NBA 2K. I don't think the bigs get the, I don't want to say the respect they deserve, but I don't think it plays the way it's supposed to as far as in the paint. There are entirely too many misses in the paint, in my opinion. I don't think it's balanced. There definitely shouldn't be, a large amount of makes. There should be missed shots. But I guess what I'm saying is, it's 2 points. There's not a lot of and ones with big men. And, there's too many times when you're down low like that, if anybody's even close in the vicinity, they don't make the shot. See, that guy right there made the shot. That's great. I like seeing stuff like that because it's the NBA. How many times you watch NBA basketball and guys get hit or bumped a little bit and they still make the shot? So I definitely think that needs a little tuning. But, it is what it is, man. It's a video game, and I'm just one person seeking the closest possible simulation. So, I'm always going to have little critiques like that. But as you can see, man, it's a pretty close game right here in the first quarter here. Glad he came up with that miss. So we have a 2-point lead winding down the first quarter. Got my second group out there. Find Noel there in the paint. And see, there's a perfect example. Like right there. I don't know if that was a poor choice as far as the animation that played out with the shot selection or what have you. But shots like that go down a lot in the NBA. When you don't have anyone on that side, and as far as the right-hand side, the ball was in his right hand, he should be able to easily lay that off of the backboard. But like I said, I don't want him to make everything, but I think that happens entirely too much as far as the missed shots. So we're coming out here, we're tied up. Michael Carter-Williams finds Embiid right there going to the paint. So we're back up by 2. This is around the midpoint of the second quarter. I'm playing on 7-minute quarters because simply, guys, I just don't have the time to play extremely long quarters or, play regulation length quarters. I just don't have the time to do it. So I'm running my games on 7 minutes as well as, the simulated quarters as well as 7 minutes. And, it gives me a pretty good game. The scoring is not too high, not too low, but I think it's the right number. It's a quick enough game where I could get a few games in per night if I wanted to, as well as it's not an extremely long game. All right, so as you can see here, man, we're later here in the third quarter and we're up. We went on quite of a run there. Now it's 49-42. I make the wrong decision here, and it almost cost me. I probably should have went to Wooten from the beginning. He probably had a better chance at it, as you see it here in the replay. He had a better chance to probably get the easy lay-in. And, me with the non-passing skills, I forced it into a fadeaway shot versus, just a straight-up shot. And we almost blew that opportunity. So, pushed it out here to a 9-point lead as we wind down the third quarter here. And we're putting guys on the line. And you're going to see that happen here down the stretch, man, of this quarter. Putting a lot of people on the line. Can't have that, man. You can't give up those easy buckets like that. Tony Wooten here is taking the point. MCW is on the bench, and look what happens. I get an open back, man. Come on, man. A backcourt violation. I definitely don't need that. And here it is, guys. Here goes the hacking. I told you, man. We're putting them on the line and allowing them to cut into that lead. This is what you definitely do not want. And he hit one of his shots, and he misses that second shot there. So it's not as bad as it could be. We're just trying to work, trying to find an open man. And I get the nice foul here with Wesley Matthews. He is on my team. Picked him up in free agency last season. I'm trying to get to the basket here and almost get a nice and one there. Some nice dribble work. But I'm unable to come up with the and one. And, I do the same thing here at the line. I go 1 for 1. So now the lead is back up to 7. Not too bad, but, look at this. That was luck. As a simulation guy, I like the fact that it appeared that guy had to gather himself. But at the same time, I got to give a critique, man. I mean, he should have been able to get the ball and, get back up to the basket relatively easy to make his shot. And this was a great pass by myself here. I set it up by calling for the pick, and then I didn't take the pick option. I found Daniels there wide open for the three-point shot, so that's what we're going to do. So pretty comfortable here, man. Going into the fourth quarter, he comes up with a big shot right there, so he cuts the lead. So now 3 minutes left in the fourth quarter. As you can see, I'm up 65-58, so I just can't get off of that 7-point lead. We're going a little bit of a run here, I believe, if I remember correctly. And there's my man Hickson, Marquise Hickson. He misses the shot right there. That's usually my money man, but it happens. You can't make every shot. And here they go. Actually, they're going on their run. I got it backwards. So they cut it down 65-60. And it's going to be a tight finish here. We're at 2 minutes and 25 seconds or so. And I'm just trying to have patient offense. And as I say that, for whatever reason, I jack up that three-pointer. Didn't need that right there, but I figured Wes Matthews would make the shot. He did not. And there's Kobe right there getting big. Unfortunately, he's unable to come up with that bucket. So I do appreciate the missed close shots right there. And look, I tried to do it again. I mean, I'm getting greedy. When you have a three-point shooter that's open, you're going to take the shot. Kobe is trying to get greedy as well. And, this is where we are right now. Slow it back down. It's a 5-point lead, so we definitely want to maintain the tempo. Don't need to do anything too fast. Just slow it down. Try to find a nice shot, and there we go. Working the offense right there. Marquise Hickson is able to get the bucket. We go back up by 7. A minute and a half or so left. So now, the idea right now is to just maintain patience, maintain tempo, and we should be able to walk out of here with a win. But of course, Kobe Bryant is not going to go down without a fight. As you can see his numbers right there, he was doing it big this whole game, man. Hitting clutch shots at clutch moments. It really kept them in the game. So now here it is. I got to be patient again. And of course, why would I try that? Not going to get that shot, like I said, man. The game already, it's bad enough that they already don't, balance it well enough, I feel like, in the paint. But Noel definitely struggles down there. And it's not looking good, man. We're allowing them to get back in, to a position where they could potentially win this game. We're putting them on the line here. And he's going to hit both of his shots. So just like that, it's a 2-point game with just under a minute left. So again, it's all about tempo and patience. Don't do anything too fast. Look for the clean shot. I got a nice shot to the lane right there. And look, they give me the flagrant foul. That's great to see, man. Again, that's another thing I think 2K does well, with the fouls and things like that. We've seen it in the NFL series with 2K. They had all of the penalties. So it's good to see stuff like that, man. Flagrant foul. It was a hard foul. You saw how Wes Matthews hit the ground. This was huge because it allows me to extend the lead to 4 with just, a touch over 50 seconds left. This was huge. And it pretty much comes down to these free throws that put us in position to seal this win. So as you're going to see, man, we got the ball back after the flagrant shots. And once again, we're going to work on patience. I see my guy has a nice opening right there. Throw it over the top, and then we push it out. We have a comfortable little lead right now. We're sitting on a 6-point lead, so it's all about defense. Try not to foul. Lynn is going to pull up the 3. He is unsuccessful. So now we're just going to run, man. They're trying to trap the ball right there, but I see Noel running, and bang. Push it out in front. He's going to get that, and we're going to go up. Extend it out to 8. So right now, I'm not worried too much. I'm just thinking play defense. Don't give up anything big. There's Kobe taking his shot. He's off. We get that rebound. And that's pretty much going to seal it right there, guys. So this was a great game. Like I said, right now, after this win, we're sitting at 12-5. Pretty good record. I'm having a very good time. Even though this game, of course, is not perfect, it definitely has its flaws. You may have seen some in this footage. But it's still a nice game to play, man. It still replicates there I go thinking about football. It still replicates basketball, in my opinion, very well. I just wish 2K would work on some of the legacy issues that, in my opinion, plagues the gameplay. But it's still a very fun game to play, man. I like the fluidity. I like the animation quality and things of that nature. So having a little fun, guys, and look forward to bringing more of these to you. So like always, leave your thoughts in the comments. Let me know what you think, and go ahead and hit that like button. Once again, guys, thanks for coming by. And if you want to interact with me live, head on over to Sim Standard Radio every Thursday night at 8 p.m. Eastern, along with Smitty and Azure Effect. The call-in number for the show is down in the description. Now, of course, for more content, go ahead and click the link above. And before you go, don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe. All right, guys. Until next time, lights out.